back to The Blue Woman, the second book in the Earth Chronicles series by H.G. Shuler. Chapter 3. Nova sits in a car that is technically stolen. It's not what she thought she was doing when she took over its computer system, started it up, and drove away. She's perfectly safe, though, because she's deleted the stolen car report from all law enforcement computers. They won't be looking for the car anytime soon. She had driven the 9-hour track from Rochester to Danville, Kentucky, nearly nonstop, only stopping once to gas up the smooth-looking Toyota RAV4. She was staying anonymous by wearing a hooded fleece jacket, sunglasses, and sleek black leather gloves. She's parked just outside the Hub Coffee House in Danville, not too far from Lexington. It's so early she's waiting in a holding pattern till the door is unlocked. While waiting, she entertains herself by scanning the Hub Facebook page. Some of the witty postings are keeping her from boredom. At 6 o'clock, she notices the open sign light up. She pulls up her hood, moves lightning fast out of the car, over the curb and sidewalk. After opening the door, she notices a dark-haired man standing on the sidewalk. "Do I know you?" "No, miss. I was just waiting for my ride to work." Turning quickly, she locks the door behind her, then flips down a switch, and the open sign goes dark. Turning back around, she notices a sign hanging from a support beam, "One Nation, under coffee, with liberty and lattes for all." How cute, she thinks, while at the same time realizing a girl working here has noticed her. "Are you here to rob me? Because if you are, I got 2 things to tell you. 1, you came at a terrible time. I only have enough money to start the day. 2, I wouldn't move if I were you. I'm in the process of deciding if I should shoot you or not. You can't see it, but I have a gun under the counter. This is the point where you have to decide what to do. You could just leave, and I'll pretend this never happened. Or you could stand there quietly while I call the police. Your name's Jen, right? Do I know you? No, we've never met. And I'm not here to rob you. Then why the hood and blue mask? I'm going to take my hood down now. Is that okay?" "Fine then, but slow." Nova yanks lightly at the tips of her gloves till they slide off, revealing her hands. Next, cupping her fingers around the top of her hood, she pulls back slowly, revealing her complete face, head, ears, and neck. "I'm not wearing a mask." "Are you blue all over? I mean, like even, everywhere?" "Yes, Jen, I am." "But how?" "That can wait till later, but first I was hoping to talk with Carter, your husband. I believe he takes his coffee here every morning. It's what I read on his Facebook page." "Is that right?" "He drops by at 7 o'clock before going to work." "Is there a table where I can wait for him without being noticed?" "You'll have to put your hood back up." She points to her left across the room. "That last table beside the bookcase." "Go now, I need to open back up. Customers start coming in about this time." Without hesitating, Nova does as she's told. Jen unlocks the door a second time, flipping a switch, and with that movement, the lighted open sign pops back on. Once back behind the counter, she glances over at Nova. "You didn't tell me your name, and would you like something to eat?" "Now that you mention it, yes, I'm starving, been driving all night." "What would you like?" "Do you have croissants?" "Yes." "Could I have one with ham and cheese, and a large coffee with lots of sugar and cream?" "Of course, coming right up." "And your name?" "Nova. I'm from Rochester, New York." "I thought for sure you were going to rob me." She slices the croissant. "I didn't have a gun, though. I don't like them. They make me nervous." She slides the croissant in the toaster, placing a handful of ham and cheese on top of it. "So, you were safe all along." "It's okay. I don't blame you for threatening me. Doesn't matter anyway. I knew I was safe." "How? Was I that obvious?" She pours the coffee. "It's not that. I detected there wasn't a gun. I would have taken it from you, but there wasn't one to take." "Taken it from me? I don't understand." She adds the creamer and sugar. "I have electromagnetic powers. Anything metal I can manipulate." "That's amazing." She walks to her table with the croissant and coffee, then moves them from the tray to the table. "Nova, are you a NAIB? Because I've never seen a blue one before. Could you explain what a NAIB is?" "I've never heard the term." "If you don't know, I better not. It would just confuse you." "Never mind. I just accessed information describing it." "What are you talking about?" "There's nothing on the website, Nothing anywhere out there connected to the internet. We made sure of it. Besides, you don't have a computer. I don't need a computer, I am one. And you have information on electronic devices unconnected to the internet. NAIBs are older people who have been regenerated back to their youth. The term NAIB stands for New and Improved Body. Harlan and a woman by the name of Angela are the leaders of the NAIB. They are extraordinary people. Not only do they possess a formula that regenerates people back to youth, but also they have the capability of traveling to other dimensions. It's this form of travel that I'm interested in. Are you some kind computer robot? And how can you access information not connected to the internet? Don't be silly, Jen. I'm not a robot. I made this body myself. It has all the minerals and vitamins in perfect balance. What? Don't act so surprised. You've seen things most humans could hardly even imagine. The explosion at the Museum Hotel, which I might add you were involved with. Also, the Battle of the Chosen that went down there, and the real reason I came here today, interdimensional travels. How could you possibly know about these things if you're not a NAIB? Because my mind acts like a supercomputer, I can access any computer in the world without detection. And due to my electromagnetic powers, if I know an electronic device exists, I can access it as well. I can't be stopped from finding out information on anything, no matter how protected the device may be. It all started with me researching alternate forms of travel. Next thing I know, I'm reading about Harlan and Angela, also James and Grace, and to a lesser degree Solomon and Daniela, whom the others fought and defeated in the Battle of the Chosen. Look at me, Jen. I'm neon blue. I need to be able to travel without being spotted. If the kind of travel I've read about is truly possible, then I need to know how to use it. Okay, I guess I see what you're saying. Why did you come here, though? Why not the Museum Hotel? It's been rebuilt now for like 8 months. Harlan and Angela live there. You must already know that. Yes, I do. They're continuing their research on the brain there, tweaking the formula and trying to unlock the secrets to aging. They're doing incredible work. I can't wait to meet them. However, their floor is well guarded. I think we both know that a blue human would be spotted right away. My odds of getting to talk with them is best if I go through Carter, Harlan's nephew. You two live in a gated apartment community, so I thought my opportunity to see him was best if I came here. You're welcome to wait. You shouldn't be much longer. I've got customers coming in now, and 2 more employees just arrived. I'll point him your way when he comes in. Thanks, Jen. And here's a debit card. Take $10 out for a tip. You deserve it after what I've put you through. She nods, takes the card, then turns looking at several customers standing at the counter. After devouring the croissant, Nova finds herself sorting through an ever-increasing multiplicity of functions. Somewhat to her surprise, they seem to be developing inside her at this particular time, as if they were organizing, almost like a government would. Some of it appeared chaotic, just random, inanimate things, while others were quite normal, like the use of money, equipment, and goods of every kind. Like she was being schooled. Then suddenly the functions of human beings, also insects, reptiles, and many types of animals were in the forefront. Again, like the next class in a school, only a super intelligent education on these matters. These things were streaming through her mind at hyper-fast speeds. Inside her, she could detect the presence of a malleable substance, something molding or shaping inside her, as if a pliable kind of plastic were in her forming a sort of creative design. All of this had a sense of order to it, even the chaotic things she didn't understand. She found her instincts and ambitions were changing. With this, she began realizing a profound difference in the woman she used to be and the new species she was becoming. Some of this was being characterized by powerful actions in her muscles. She was becoming more physically fit and stronger, but without the indulgence of exercise. At the same time, her mind was moving toward a more organized, intellectual notion of order. She could now see herself moving more immediately as circumstances dictated. Inside her was still human life, the bulk of which stemmed from human DNA. Only now there was a swirling, mixing, interconnecting with other DNA taking place. Logan had failed to secure a controlled environment, choosing to experiment within the confines of his own house, thus allowing for the possibility of numerous other DNA to enter the chemical soup making up the composition of the computer. As is usually the case when opportunity arises, scores of life forms found a way to replicate. Trace amounts from multiple sources of DNA settling into the chemical soup over the course of only 20 minutes. This was during the time the lid of the computer was open, while Logan slowly, meticulously injected Nova's DNA, which at an earlier date he had carefully extracted from a blood sample. With a new understanding of the changes taking place inside her, her main goal became the protecting of herself from the exploitation of greedy, envious foreigners seeking profit. She rapidly concluded that if the wrong representatives caught up with her, they would find a way to contain her, extracting all the technology they could and using it for as much economic advantage as possible. An alternate form of travel now became more important as it would secure her moving around safely, undetected, and, at least for the time being, would allow her to have a semblance of a social life, making visitations without raising any governmental or privateer eyes. By nature, all life forms represented on the Earth are peaceful and reasonably industrious. However, when threatened, all had, in some form or another, a defense mechanism that would invariably strike out, almost always causing damage. With so many of these life forms mixed in and harmonizing with her own DNA, Nova senses trouble, if and when she is transgressed upon. She doesn't want to end up an outlaw species. In her human heart of hearts, she doesn't want to harm anyone. But her calculations are telling her this won't be easy as time moves forward. She is as equally astonished by her new revelations as she was when Logan first brought her back, giving her consciousness and a second chance at life. She is literally so dazed by the recent events that she's concentrating her efforts to relax. She sits sipping her coffee, pushing back in the chair almost to the point of slouching. The Hub Coffee House is acting like a calm oasis. She closes her eyes, breathing in the smell of flavored coffees, listening to the lathery foam made by the steam wand of the espresso machine. Just when she starts to lose herself in the peaceful, tranquil environment, she is interrupted. "Nova? You awake?" She doesn't open her eyes at first. The sound of oscillation from the espresso machine is mixing with the voice, making it seem far away. She feels a nudge on her shoulder and opens her eyes. When she looks up, she sees a man in a long-sleeve button-up shirt, his muscles rippling so much that they can be noticed through his shirt. His ash blonde hair hangs like silk in the light of the coffee house. "Jen told me you wanted to talk with me. I'm Carter." She blinks her eyes and sees his face in the soft brilliance of the light. It's filled with gentleness and intelligence. He's looking at her with a sort of pity and with an expectant air, like he's waiting for a response. "Right. Sorry, I nearly fell asleep sitting here." The scene quickly becomes more animated. "Who do you work for?" She goes to sit up straight, nearly knocking her coffee off the table and spilling some of what's left. Grabbing several napkins, she looks at him again. "I'm not sure I understand the question." Carter sits down opposite of her, takes a few napkins, and starts helping clean up the spill. "I need to know who you work for, who sent you before I discuss my gramps with you." Her head and shoulders tilt back several inches. "I don't work for anyone." "Are you telling me you came here to see Harlan and Angela representing yourself?" "That's exactly what I'm saying. Look at me, Carter. I'm a blue human being. Not too many people even know I exist, and I'd like to keep it that way. What is it you want?" "I'm not sure I like where this is going, but like I already told Jen, I came here to learn about interdimensional travel. Surely you can see why. Can you picture me in public traveling the usual way? Do a web search on the Rochester Blue Woman. I tried going out one time and caused a huge incident. We've researched you already. Seriously, Jen texted me earlier. Other than the incident in Rochester, we didn't find anything. I don't mean to offend you, but why is that? It's like you suddenly appeared out of thin air. It's what it appears. I only just came into existence. I mean, sort of. Look, I've read about your so-called youth formula. How, when it's injected into an old person, they revert back to their youth. That's another thing. How could you know that unless you were working for someone else? I thought I made that clear to Jen. I can hijack any electronic device. You have lots of information not connected to the internet that I can still access. Even if that were possible, you still need to explain the lack of information on you. There's plenty of information on me. I'm just not so sure you believe it. Try me. Okay, but first why don't we start with James and Angela? They've been working on discovering the secret to aging. In theory, they believe there's a virus that has the ability to hide itself, to go completely undetected. It's this virus that causes aging. If they could find and isolate this virus, aging as we know, it would be a thing of the past. What does that have to do with you? Do you believe their theory? They're incredible people. I certainly do believe them. If you can believe their theory, then you should be able to believe me. A week ago, I was dead, had been dead for over 2 years. Since that time, my husband completed his groundbreaking work on the revolutionary chemical computer. To make a long story short, he decided to inject my DNA into it, and here I am. Of course, I had to process a body for myself, which kept the blue color of the chemicals, which has been a disappointing obstacle. Nevertheless, here I am. Carter sinks back in his chair. His eyes are locked on Anova. Could you give me just a second? He turns toward the counter. Jen, when you get a chance, could I have my usual iced coffee? You know what? Skip the creamer and the caramel. I think I need it black. Turning back to Nova, he forces an artificial smile. One thing that's clear to me. You didn't make that story up. It's too amazing. I'm satisfied this isn't a plot. I hope you understand. In our situation, we can't be too careful. There's a potential risk factor in every person we meet. Only 2 years ago, I found out about the NAIB, how they stay young with the help of a formula. I thought that all possible eventualities had come to light at that time. And now just look at you, an amazing new species. Sitting up in his chair, he leans over the table and reaches out his hand. Nova, it's my pleasure to meet you. Again, my apologies for making you feel slighted. The two shake hands. Afterwards, Carter turns her hand over palm side up. Do you mind? No, go right ahead. He moves even closer, using 2 hands, examining the color. There's a beautiful blue gecko in Tanzania that's the same color. You should Google it. I just did, and you're right. It's practically identical. The whole atmosphere, Carter, between us has changed. You've observed me and questioned me. Would you be willing to bring me to see Harlan and Angela now? Looking up from her hands, he gives another, much more natural smile. I've no more hesitations. I'll make the arrangements. 2 hours later, Nova sits on a white sofa in a private room on the guarded 5th floor of the Museum Hotel in Lexington, Kentucky. The room has plenty of natural light due to its all-glass exterior wall. The floors are black and white checkerboard, the ceiling copper-colored metal tiles, the interior spacious with comfortable furniture, and a large, well-stocked bar. The effects were a psychologically safe feeling for Nova. On another sofa, directly in front of her, sat James and Grace. Next to them stood Harlan and Angela. Harlan motions with his hand at the others. When we talked earlier with Carter by speakerphone, all of us adopted the idea of seeing you with enthusiasm. Meantime, we all read the article about you in the Rochester paper. What you did with the smartphones and tablets, using them to defend yourself, it was quite a display. We couldn't help but see the similarities in your abilities to that of our own. Of course, the powers stem from a different source. Nevertheless, they are similar. Carter has brought it to our attention that you can, without detection, enter any computer. He also mentioned that you can enter any electronic devices that are not connected to the internet. Is it true, Nova? Can you confirm this? If it weren't true, I never would have found out about your organization, or is it association or administration? What do you call yourself? Good question. I don't think I've ever really thought about it. James, any thoughts on the matter? All of the above, I suppose. My personal favorite being association because it has a more family feel. All regenerated ones are family. Mortals who know about us, though, just call us NAIBs. meaning new and improved bodies. I always thought that was a little impersonal, but it's been used for the last few years now. Nova, I'm just dying to ask, do you remember me and Grace? Why should I? I suppose not, but in time you will. I see. Well, at any rate, yes, I can do as you've just said, confirm my abilities. Would you like me to demonstrate? Harlan motions for her to proceed. Did you know that the U.S. government has been investigating all of you for 2 years, 21 days, 5 hours, and 8 minutes? And that in exactly 2 weeks, 4 days, 3 hours, and 52 minutes they plan on making arrest. They've already labeled you a terrorist organization. The injuries and destruction at the Museum Hotel will be used against you. I calculate a 6-month stay in prison while awaiting trial. According to their secure website, Homeland Security will make the arrest. Would you like another demonstration? Harlan kneels in front of her. I'm quite sure you used that specific information to warn us. We had our suspicions, but nothing concrete. Thank you. I might add, that was an incredible display. Not even the Russians and Chinese can hack into the U.S. website without detection. At least now, with this intelligence, we can decide what actions to take. I've helped you. Would you be willing to help me now? Harlan pushes himself back up, turns and looks at Angela. She's proved herself. I think we should help her. How do you feel? After nodding in agreement, she looks at Nova. Could you stay with us the rest of the day? Yes, I've no specific place to be. Reaching out her hand, Angela continues. Then come, my dear. I'm taking you to the next suite over. You're about to be schooled in alternate forms of travel. I have a feeling you're going to take to it fast. That's the end of Chapter 3 of The Blue Woman by H.G. Shuler. Be sure to return for more of the story on YouTube audiobooks.